Hi, this is Jeff with the IT department here to show you Google's new product that was just released April 24th called Google Drive. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. You notice the first page that I have up here is the IT department's page on Google Drive. You probably received this within our info line that was just released. So before we dive into that, I'm just going to go through a few things with Google Drive. Real quick, Google Drive Access will be rolling out to all users within the next 4 to 8 weeks. It's already enabled on the EOU domain, but only a few people have been able to get it. So like I said, it's just going to be a little bit of a slow process to get it until Google can get all of their customers rolled over into it. So over the next 4 to 8 weeks, it'll become available to everybody on campus. We don't have timelines on specifics, but we know it's about that time. What's new, basically Google Drive used to be Google Docs, but it's just set up a little differently where you can sync any file, including Google Docs, to all of your devices, including Google Drive for your Mac and your PC. There's no word on whether or not Linux will be included with this, but these are the two operating systems that are enabled for it right now. You can download the Google Drive mobile app for your Android device right now. The iPhone and iPad apps will be coming soon. We'll also send out an info line when those become available. You'll be able to view and search Google Drive on the web, usually in the web portal, in a visual way using the grid view. Basically, it looks kind of familiar with Google Docs. If you've gotten into it a little bit, it'll look pretty similar to that. You can add a file or a folder by clicking on the folder icon within the file or Google Docs, spreadsheet, or presentation. So it works similar, kind of like Dropbox does, if anyone's familiar with Dropbox. And it works with more file types by installing the Google Drive apps within the Chrome Web Store, which you can do on your own. We're not going to get into that with this particular demonstration. What's changed, like I said, Google Docs is now Google Drive, so it's just basically allows you to share with multiple files within whatever. If you have a laptop and a desktop, if you want to share files between them, you can now. Google Docs used to call the folder collections. They're now called folders again, which is probably a little more familiar terms for all of us Windows people. More things have been added to the settings menu, including the upload settings, if you're familiar with that in Google Docs. The left navigation is new views that are called My Drive, Share With Me, and Activity. And the home view is now gone. Instead, use My Drive to organize all of your files, folders in Google Docs. So basically, any Google Doc that you have currently is now rolled into Google Drive. So you have that available to you now, and you can import whatever else you want into that to sync to all of your other devices. So let's go back to the web page that you're directed to. As you can see, these are just a quick brief introduction. It does come with 5 gigabytes free, and if you need more storage than that, it's just a small fee, and IT department can help set that up if you need to down the road. Just contact the help desk. This is just a brief introduction from Google. You should check it out. But just below it, there is a instructional guide on how to install Google Drive. So if you click on that, it's going to take you to this page. And the big thing to note is our disclaimer that no sensitive data should be synced in Google Drive at any time. So this includes social security numbers, full names and addresses, driver's license numbers, any medical information or personal identifiable information. So you can review our policies here if you need some more information about that. So if you open up this document, it's going to ask you to click on this website from Google. So when you do, you're going to see this window screen here. It's going to ask you if you'll sign into your Google Apps account, which is your EOU account. So when you click that, it's going to take you to this next screen. You'll enter your full EOU email address here with your password and sign in. And as I mentioned earlier, Google Drive may not be available for everybody for up to 8 weeks. So if it's not, you're going to see a message here that says Google Drive is not ready. Notify me. You click on that button, and they'll send you an email on when it becomes available to you. So I was fortunate yesterday, and I was able to get it. So I took screenshots as I was installing it. So basically what it does when you click on that, it basically turns your EOU account from Google Docs into Google Drive. So you can see it up here as well. Used to be Documents, now it's called Drive. The next spot tells you how to download the client for your PC or for your Mac. So I click this and accept and install. And that's pretty much it. You'll get a little icon on either your Mac or PC. If it's we're going to install it here on the Windows PC, but I already have for my Mac. You can see it up here. It's just a cool little icon. You just click on it, open your Google Drive folder, and there's all of my Google Drives there. But anyway, we're going to go to Google Drive now. This is the web portal. Like I said, it's just like Google Docs. So this is everything that's within my drive. This is everything that's shared with me. And what we're going to do is we're going to download the Google Drive client for this Windows 7 virtual machine. Like I said, I'm using a Mac, but I have a Windows 7 virtual machine in it. So I'm going to install the client within that. So we're going to install Google Drive. And you can see the accept and install. And it's going to go. And I'm using Internet Explorer as an example, but we're just going to go ahead and run it from that. You can use Firefox or Chrome, whatever you're comfortable with. There it goes. Let's hit yes. There it goes. And Google Drive has now been installed. We're going to go ahead and close this. As you can see, it was installed down here in our start setup, so we're going to click on it. And there you see the Google icon there is there now. It's probably going to take a minute to sync all of the information from my Google Docs into there. There it goes. You can quit it here if you want as well. There it goes, and it's going to ask me to sign into my Google Drive. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in with my EOU account. And it gives you a little startup on how to get started. It just tells you a little bit about it. And we're going to start our sync. So you can see Google Drive was installed on my desktop. You can also see it down here in the taskbar area. You can see that the sync is complete. So all of my Google Docs are now populated within my Google Drive. You can open it down here. You can also open it over here. I'll just go ahead and click on it real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and open up and just drag one of our sample pictures into Google Docs. So let's say I want this lighthouse picture. Move to Google Drive. And you can see the picture is now within Google Drive. We can pull it up. Let's drag the tulips over with it. And you can see that's working now too. So now both the tulips and the lighthouse are now in the Google Drive folder. They're no longer in my pictures folder within Windows 7. So one last thing to note with Google Drive in the web interface, this is the share with me folder. As you can see, these are all the Google Docs that are currently shared with me. If you look for these are not available within your Google Drive, within your client. So if you go here and open up the drive again, I already have it open. So how to install Google Drive is not listed in my folders. So if you want that to be, drag files and folders that are shared with you into my drive for easy access. So and you can learn more about that right here, but that should be popped up. So if I want to see this within my drive and I want to take it home or whatever, just simply drag it over to that this Windows 8 preview that Eric Brown was so kind to share with me. you can just drag it into my drive and I can assign what folder that I want it to go in. Let's say I want it to go into the ESS folder. I'm just going to move it there. Like I said, he still has his copy, but now I have it added and shared within my drives. So let's go ahead and go back to the client side. And I put that in the ESS folder. So it should populate. There it is. Windows 8 preview. There it is. Now it's in my drive. So that's pretty much how Google Drive is going to work for EOU. Like I said, you're going to get 5 gigabytes free, and you can purchase more storage if you need it later. But it should be a pretty good tool for everybody on campus to start using. If you have any questions or you have any problems with the installation itself, please contact the help desk. Our phone number is 541-962-3111, or you can send us an email at helpdesk@eou.edu. Thanks again for watching our Google Drive video, and we hope to see you again real soon.